Hello, my name is Dan, you're watching Night Snax. This is once again Curious Expedition and welcome to the Arctic. Now, I won't lie that the Arctic is probably the hardest expedition in the game. So I'd rather focus on finding what we are looking for quickly, which is those 4 spots. They're close by, or at least in clusters, which makes it much easier than if they were all in different directions. That being said, we will have to find a way to quickly travel up north where the second set of them is. Also, mammoth bones. That's pretty cool. I mean, we've seen dinosaurs before, so not exactly that much of a twist, but... So the thing about the Arctic is... Oh, this is bad. The pack ice hexes are traversable but only once. So... if we go in through this way, we won't be able to come back here. So we will have to... First, I'd rather find out what's there and find another way to that particular spot before we stake the claim. In the meantime, let's go here. And here's the other gimmick, which is deep snow. You need snowshoes, which are just tennis rackets tied to boots. And there's a village, which seems to be based on like Inuit or Eskimo villages. They also have an idol, but we won't be taking that one. I like that they have huskies or malamutes, I'm not sure. I was never good at telling apart those two breeds. They are kinda similar. Let's see what they can say. Oh, right, this is the Canadian, like, northern tribes, because they have muktuk. I think that's Canadian. In any case, it's whale skin and blubber. It's rubbery, it's not that tasty, but you know, when there's no plants around. Remember that I remember learning in college that some language, I think it was Inuit or Eskimo, or I don't know, one of those languages had basically no word for bread, but they had 20 different words for different kinds of snow, like packed snow, hard snow, deep snow, so on. Really interesting show of how one's surroundings shape language. We have the haggle skill from Riyadh over here, which could be useful. We could sell something and buy, for instance, the muktuk, although it is not exactly that feeling. It definitely doesn't bring up the sanity as much as let's say whiskey, but they don't have whiskey, so... But I know who may have whiskey. The explorers that have stations here, which will be very important to our traversal here. Maybe we can get... they don't want bullets. Would they want a custom flare? Yes, so we can buy those jewels, which... not exactly worth a lot. The trinkets... I don't exactly see anything that's very valuable here. I'll buy the muktuk, just... you know. Wait, oh. I shouldn't have bought that muktuk, because... if we raised our standing by just giving them stuff, they may have joined us, and then, you know... we could, for instance, replace... well, I don't want to replace anyone, but, you know... better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. We will not rest in this village, because we'll be heading to the station here. An Arctic Research Station, Polar Station A17. That should lead us towards it will show us where else we can get, for instance, to this station, which is much closer to our other goals, and across those glaciers that won't be easy to pass while on foot. Oh, see? We can go this way and then back down here. So this is safe to approach. So Muktuk gives 15 sanity and food cans. I don't know, because nobody's hungry. Also, saber-tooth tiger, which is not an animal that normally exists in the Arctic. In fact, from what I recall, those were more of a temperate climate animal. In any case, we have struck a claim here. Staked, actually. Oh, so yeah, Muktuk does give more sanity than food cans, which means English baked beans are officially a worse food than skin and fat of a whale. I'm not surprised, to be honest. They say that the taste of their food and the beauty of their women made the British the greatest sailors of all time. And who am I to argue with it? Better haggling will be useful in the Arctic station, where we are headed right now. The man greeting me at station's entrance had wild eyes and odd scars around his neck when he greeted me. My god, this is like the thing. For some queer reason, he asked me about tickets. It's me, I'm the queer reason. I asked about his companions and he cocked his head and stared at me like a hungry animal. He must have been very lonely. I suppose staying in the cold would make an eccentric out of any man. Maybe he's Norwegian. Now, it would be wise to buy like 7 of these tickets. We can haggle for them anyway. We can sell, for instance... does he want bullets? He wants bullets, good. Our marked bullets aren't valuable, but... I mean, they're still the same as regular bullets, so like, whatever. So let's buy 7 tickets and use one of them to sleep here. The warm beds were a welcome reprieve from the cold. The pale man kept watching me in my sleep. Oh yeah, it is freaky. Let's just hope it's not the thing. Also, I'd take a picture, because that looks nice. I heard the pale man scream in tongues. The pale man today was nothing like the night before and wished me well. This is mental. Let's try to head to a different station. Let's go to B34. And just like that, we take the dog sled. Avoiding all the dangers and not breaking the ice under us, which is very good, actually. We will be spending a while here. Oh, giant walrus. I think we can take it. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I feel like we can take it. Just, you know, keep it in the back of my head. I can buy like a first aid kit here, or like rest in case, so yeah, let's fight a giant walrus. It has 22 health, which is a lot. But well. Point blank. Cutting riposte. That's messy. I will use one more bullet. Although, might as well use 2. Bleeding, that's not a good sign. Fierce claws. There we go. There we go. I don't know why, but I'm kinda used to my previous playthrough where at some point I got a character that could heal with well-placed usage of the blue die, so I'm kinda used to that. I say we rest so that we can heal our injuries. I dreamt the sleeper awaked from the ice sarcophagus, but otherwise it was an uneventful night. I did not like this station one bit. There's some Lovecraftian elements here. I mean, Lovecraft is one of the playable characters. I say we try to get there without spooking this polar bear, because as people who have had contact with bears know, a polar bear is a massive murder machine that will kill you, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The survival strategy for meeting a polar bear in the wild is basically prayer and, you know, something to recognize your body by after you die. Oh, infected wound. Well, we have first aid kits, thank God. And yes, I noticed that staying in the station didn't heal me. I think we are close to finding the... I could use some climbing gear too. We're close to finding the Golden Pyramid. Oh, it's there. It's definitely there. There's spots all around it. Let's rest at these springs now to recover our sanity. I was sleeping well when I was awoken by laughter. Curious, I listened to them and noticed, to my anger, that Riyad Mehta was apparently imitating me. The group immediately hushed when they noticed me, but I feel my credibility was already tarnished. If they are already doing it, who cares? If they want to survive, they will have to be loyal. I don't see them wandering off in the Arctic and getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, so... Bad news is OBS crashed. Good news is you didn't miss much, so we are back to our plan of returning to the Golden Pyramid once we stake the final claim. We may not arrive first this time, but you know, who cares? We will make it. Let's just hope we don't aggro the polar bear. Maktab Sorabji has been beaten and was bleeding from an unsightly leg wound. Mr. Peter, why did she get beaten by a goddamn donkey? I do not butcher the animal that is keeping us alive. Also, the polar bear is aggroed, so we might want to do something about it. Promotion and, like I said, pray. Pray or be prey. Okay, now I think we can do some mock-shoes strategizing here to avoid being mauled by a bear. Okay, point blank. Ah, wasted this. It does have only one attack die for some reason. I mean, its attacks are strong, but there's only one, so quite easy to stun it, for instance. In fact, I might just try. One stun is enough because, well, obviously. There we go. We fixed the situation. We get to move on. Now we just need to do something about this spot. Now the problem being, well, it's not exactly safe here. And maybe water drain, but I don't think that works on a, ocean. Let's rest. We are long overdue. Travel back to A17. The sled covers a massive distance. We won't be first, we may not even be second, we may get there before Ada Lovelace. If we are good at this. You know what? No, this is madness. I won't even get back to the station, so... Yeah. Back to B34. Yeah, I wasted time. I messed up. It's my fault. I know. But hey. As long as we survive... There won't be blood on my hands, so that's good enough for me. Let's take climbing gear from here. And we can take it for free. In fact, can I, for instance, sell one of these teeth for more climbing equipment? Or two of these teeth? There. Now we can climb these mountains so it won't be so hard to get there. Let's see what's here, by the way. Oh, a temple. I have a plan on how to recuperate for our lost time. We rob this temple and run as fast as we can. You could see it from far away, a menacing temple-like building. Its size surprised us when we drew closer. Dread filled me when we ascended the steps. The entrance opened smoothly without a sound, and I had a hard time breathing. I could swear I heard the sound of rushing water beneath our feet. Oh, that's not gonna be nice. That being said, I'll take another screenshot for the... That's very shroomy. That's very Lovecraftian too. Tome pages. Very useful. Pages from the Necronomicon, of course. Let's get out of here before the whole place floods. I lost the page of water drain. Losing tome pages is always a messy experience because... Hell if I know when they'll be useful. Okay, no more resting there because of the flooding. We're just going to the Golden Pyramid. So it's a mess, but we might make some money that will help us in our next expeditions. Shame I didn't see the mushroom temple that floods the place with mushrooms and different weird spider monsters. Oh well. Climber, occult vision, or explosion climber. Funny that Amundsen didn't do good in the Arctic. That's like the thing he did. That's the thing he's known for, and also disappearing suddenly. We are first in the fame race, which is good. The sad jungle. Why not go to the sad jungle? We lost some fame because of the Arctic claim, but a museum creator approached me with a request. He was a collector of sorts and promised to compensate me favorably for any instruments that we retrieved. Instruments? That sounds easy. Mountain trooper, sailor, or artist. Let's see. He's superstitious, but he can use flare as well and has a lot of defense. This guy also has defense. I mean, Riyadh is very useful because he has damage. He has damage die. Well, one damage dice. And haggling too. He's barely weaker than the mountain trooper. Yeah, no thanks, we don't need this. But animal improvement for Mr. Peter. We're going to a jungle, so we won't need any special equipment, although I will buy another torch. Oh wait, no torches. We will not have much food. We'll have to haggle once there. But since we have Riyadh, it should be easy. You know, with the haggling ability. We messed ourselves up, but hey, we can head out onto Expedition 5 to the Caribbean. And let's see what we can find here. But that's gonna happen next time. I am done. This was Night Snax. If you want more, be sure to come back for more. And I see you in the next one. Laters.